think, like, just on paper, the amount of value and the fact that this game is slower, so Jackie should be able to get to his cards at some point regardless. I just feel like maybe we're going to see the power of the deck in this game.
Yeah, honestly, I would give the edge to the Mage deck. And the reason is not because of the new cards. The reason is Frostlich, Jaina. If the game goes to a point where both players have dealt with each other's threats, they're both playing like a attrition resource game, the Mage deck cannot lose to Fatigue. Jaina beats Gul'dan heads up, and it's very likely to come down to that. You know, Mage used to not be able to deal with a lot of large minions. That was one thing it could not deal with. That's why getting like the extra health potion out of Kazakus was so strong against them.
Yeah.
But, you know, nowadays they have access to Dragon's Fury, and that card's going to let Jackie deal with a board full of demons off of Gul'dan, and, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Mage take this one. At the same time, though, you know, this Warlock deck can put on a lot of pressure. Skull of Mal'Ganis puts out pretty large threats pretty quickly, and that's something that, you know, if Jackie doesn't draw Dragon's Fury, he might not be able to keep up with.
Now, we've seen from Mage, he was, I think, even contemplating whether or not he still taps on turn 3 there. That's how early he is about, like, worrying about the long game and Fatigue. But we can see he's drawn 2 of the kind of MVPs from last game, which is that Skull as well as the Rin. Now, it will be interesting to see if he chooses to play the Skull in a game where Rin will be required with the steal and deck destruction, like which path he wants to go. Does he care more about tempo or the ability to kind of play out all those seals? And I have a feeling that we might see him hold the weapon. What do you think?
That's tough to say. Did he keep it in the mulligan? I kind of missed out.
I don't think so. I think the only thing he kept in the mulligan was one of the kobold librarians, and then he drew the weapon and the other kobold off the mull. Or maybe it was the elemental and the...
Right.
But either way, I don't think he kept it, this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say, right? It's a card we haven't really seen be played in control matchups yet, so it's hard to judge what the impact of it is going to be. I mean, here into a Doomsayer turn, it's pretty tempting. Run it out, guarantee board presence next turn.
Yeah. Jackie must be feeling absolutely awful. This game, he's got both Doomsayers, the Frost Nodes, he's on the coins for pinpoint and stuff, he's got the dragons, fire...
Where was this draw against aggro?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to feel for him. I mean, to be fair, though, it's okay to have a weaker draw in a matchup like this because both of you are going to end up drawing 20 cards of your deck, right? Your opening hand matters, but it's not, like, too important. Jackie really, if you're Jackie here, you need to think about this game not just in terms of what's my best play this turn. You need to think about how do I win the game long term. And I think that's going to involve holding on to Dragon Fury to deal with, you know, more expensive boards. I think you need to hit a 7 off of it to deal with the Gul'dan boards and kill Abyssal Enforcers, to kill, you know, the Void Lord, things like that. But yeah, I agree with the scroll play here from Jackie. He wants to take it slow. You don't want to waste your board clears on small minions. It's okay to take some damage against Warlock. But yeah, Mage actually opted to Spell Break there instead of playing the Skull, which is also an interesting choice. I mean, he knows that Spellbreaker doesn't really have other targets in this matchup, and dropping it here gives you some decent pressure. Mage also learning his lesson about Rin and Skull.
Why did he say that's a mistake?
Positioning for Meteor is why. So
yes.
Mage made a sloppy positioning decision here against a deck that he knows plays 2 Meteor. Caught it right after.
Where's a better position?
On the left of the Tar Creeper would have been right.
So, what? So then the Tar Creeper? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. But very common. I mean, at least he acknowledged it. You know, it's what I do is just put on a stern face and nod like that was intentional. We're baiting the Meteor out. But props to him for catching it. As is often the case in Hearthstone, though, there is no justice. Jackie does not have the Meteor. But Blizzard's going to come down, put Mage's minions right into Flame Strike range. And
yeah, good little 2-turn setup here. And then Jackie's got the Medivh as well to kind of follow that up as we go forward here, which should do a lot in terms of getting value.
Honestly, I was wondering why Mage didn't just run out the Kobold on turn 4 for the stats, but this was the reason. He was going to wait until he drew his Spellstone so that he could actually have a way to upgrade it.
And that's a really interesting thing we've seen from him both games now that he's piled this deck. He's not as keen to draw with that card as much as he's just to use it for damage to upgrade the Amethyst.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heads-up play. I mean, especially when you're playing against Mage, you know that 2 mana is going to take that minion off the board. And you just want to make sure that you're getting your spell stones to do what they should be doing.
All right, and Jackie, instead of clearing up the rest of the board, decides, Medivh, we want to get that out as early as possible, start getting the value off it.
Yeah, he wants to make sure he still has initiative, but I mean, that is a lot of damage that he left on the board. Harrison Jones about to overdraw Mage. Mage is thinking, do I play Tark Reaper first or not? I don't think it changes, like, the percentages of what... You burn the same amount of cards, right? Like.
Oh, yeah, because it's just a matter of do you burn 1 extra this turn or next turn.
Yeah, so the odds are the same on everything. So it's actually better to do it this way, so you draw first, you see one more option, but... Mage is perfectly okay burning some removal spells. Does not care about those in the slightest. He gets to trade off into the 7/7 so cleanly. This is going pretty well for him so far. Savagery, just what Jackie wanted to see. And, yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this be a nice Artificer Flame Strike. And Tyrant turn.
Yeah, put out the Tyrant as well. This is a good swing turn here from Jackie if he chooses to play it out like that. Are there any other options he'd consider?
Nah, at this point, he's just lamenting the fact that this Flame Strike is not giving him a free 7-drop off of the Atiesh. But, you know, Mage, he wasn't sure about that Harrison inclusion, but, you know.
Must be feeling pretty good about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a very relevant tech choice. That was worth mentioning. I mean, this is... Medivh is just the best tool that this Mage deck has besides Jaina against control. And, wow, Dragon's Fury coming down instead of the Flame Strike. It's interesting. So Jackie's doing this so he can develop the Raven, but I don't know how I feel about that. It's...
Ooh, doesn't hit anything off it, unfortunately.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you really need to be able to deal with a big demon board out of your Warlock opponent. And Flame Strike's just not going to do that, right? It doesn't kill the 6 health minions. It doesn't even kill Despicable Dreadlord without a ping, so...
I guess we might see him hold that Frost Nova, though, for the rest of the game, so you can kind of like Frost Nova, Flame Strike one turn, Flame Strike again, and then you guarantee to kill even the largest minion because the Void Terror is the 3/9 you can then ping off.
Right, yeah, one thing to mention about Jackie's deck when it comes to Dragon Fury is he is playing some cheap spells. He's not playing Ice Block Arcanologist like some people do. He's playing 2 Frost Nova and 2 Arcane Intellect as the cheap spells. So he's playing Arcane Intellect instead of Acolyte of Pain, which means there's actually a pretty high chance of hitting a 3-mana card off your Dragon Spirit. Oh man, got him.
So Mage runs, I think, 1 Doomsayer in this deck. Had we seen that yet? Because there was a chance that Doomsayer pops out and ruins the fun. Right?
Well, I don't think it recruits a 0 attack guy. I think it's only 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not mana, it's attack.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's just a very powerful card in matchups like this when you have time to get it off here. I mean, the Blood Mage is going to make Mage overdraw a card, but he's not too concerned about that because he's already drawn his Blood Reaver, and that's really the one card he needed to win this game, so...
Yeah, between that and the seal from the Rin, that's like all the value he needs kind of for the rest of the game.
Scroll of Wonder, all right.
So what 5-drop will we see here?
Not bad, all stats. It's not Earth Elemental.
It's not great, I guess, with the small attack minions on the board, making it kind of easy to pop the shield.
Right. I mean, at this point, Jackie's just going to play patiently. I mean, he realizes I've got to value my opponent out somehow this game.
So
wow, Frost Nova.
Yeah.
He is worried about taking a little bit too much damage. Yeah, if you're Mage here, you're feeling great. Your hand is full of threats. You're ahead on board. You still have Gul'dan in hand.
You got rid of Medivh, so you're already limiting Jackie's value as well.
Yeah, he's going to overdraw by playing the other seal, but I think he's okay with that at this point. And, yeah, no reason not to. I mean, he's considering playing Skull, but honestly, I don't mind Skull here or Despicable Dreadlord. They're both reasonable plays. Mage is really rushing to complete this this demon summon. Yeah, Wow.
So from Jackie's perspective here, he needs to hit the Frostless Jaina if he wants to stay in this game, right?
He does, yeah. Jackie needed that card a while ago. At this point, the fact that Mage is threatening a pretty big board without even having played Blood Reaver yet is terrifying because you have to spend a turn sort of not really clearing it with Flame Strike, and then your opponent Blood Reavers, and then what do you do at that point? So, Jackie's definitely in a hot seat right now. And, yeah, Mage is just hoping to continue farming this big Mage deck for wins. We'll see if it can go through. So on a board where he was ahead, yeah, he opted to play Doomsayer. And, you know, a lot of viewers might wonder, you know, why do that? You're already winning on board. Why let Jackie deal with your stuff? And, you know, from Mage's perspective, he's thinking, well, I have this seal. If I get it off, I just win the game straight up. So he's trying to make sure that he has a relatively empty board that he can just start casting seals on. Doomsayer is not about what minions does it kill. Doomsayer is about regaining initiative. So it's basically a way to prevent your opponent from playing minions for a turn, kind of like a low theft for minions. At the same time, you guarantee that, you know, you're going to have the board when you do play your big spell.
Jackie does spot the line there where he can kill the Doomsayer, which is pretty useful. And not only does he pop the Doomsayer, he clears the whole board and keeps a bit of presence himself, which is actually very important if you do think a Blood Brief cooldown is going to come out.
Right. That Defile pickup, though, together with Despicable, is going to give Mage a very clean board clear. He's got to be happy to pick that card up. And I do expect that to be the line. The only question is, does Mage want a life tap or not?
I wonder.
He's going to just decide about that, but I'm pretty sure he's committed to the Defiled Despicable Dreadlord clear.
Does he ever play out like Mistress of Mixtures or anything like that?
There's no reason. I mean, after the Dreadlord, possibly. You might as well. He's just thinking about life tap versus no life tap, I think, right now. Really? Okay, I mean, I guess this takes half the damage off the board, and it lets you develop a seal. So Mage is being very aggressive about triggering his seal. He recognizes, hey, you know, if I can get this off before my opponent's drawn all of his cards, I'm just going to win the game.
The game's just over.
Yeah. And the longer you wait on that, you know, I mean, at that point, you know, Jackie plays like an Arcane Intellect. He's got like 3 cards left in his deck when you play the Demon. That's a lot less impactful, so. I like this play, too. You know, he's not under too much pressure. Jackie doesn't have Pyroblast or Fireballs or that much burn, really, so.
So the Raven feels like it's probably going to get played out this turn. I don't think Mage has any spells left that are large enough for it to be blocked now, as long as it hits something 5 or more.
Right, so there we go. Scroll of Wonder getting picked up. Oh, is that how it works?
I guess so.
Okay. I was wondering if it would go in his hand, and then he has to, like, cast it for 5.
Or he's going to shuffle a second deck in and then start drawing. He's probably hoping he hits a couple of these now, and
yeah, I mean,
can start getting some crazy stuff done.
We're just a couple Call of the Wilds away from winning, right? Oh, there we go. Deadly
Second
Poison.
weapon one so far.
Where's that Atiesh, man? Alright, so Mage is going to think about how little can I do in addition to 2 seals without dying. And, yeah, he's gonna realize, you know, if I just make trades like this, my opponent's not gonna be left with too much. Playing the second Dreadlord is gonna stop him from overdrawing. But at the same time, he's still valuing getting the seal done as quickly as possible.
You can see the torment, because he's like, I'd like to not overdraw and clear those last 2 minions, but having the extra seal is so powerful, because this delays him another turn now by not.
Yeah, you know, Jackie's gonna just pass back after Flame Striking. Pretty straightforward turn from him.
Are you sure he doesn't Firelands Portal? Like, is he not holding on to the Flame Strike for a Gul'dan turn?
I mean, you have Dragon's Fury for that. The Frost Nova Doomsayer is never going to work. He knows that. But, I mean, you know, Mage just has too many spell removal spells between Siphon and Spellstones. But, yeah, I think you got a Flame Strike here. I mean, there is something to be said for, like, Firelands Tar Creeper. I guess it is a little bit awkward to Firelands in the future. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, that play might be better.
It's still awkward, though. Like, you're leaving 8 power on the board, and...
Yeah. That's not perfect. I think the Tar Creeper really makes that a little bit better, though. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we have a plan now.
All right. So this is, like, just so unfortunate for Jackie if you think about it. He hasn't been able to draw in Jaina, which he did the first 2 games, and now his spells are hitting Taunts, which he wasn't able to do the first 2 games. It's like complete reverse of how we would have liked these series to play out.
Yep, and drawing all the 9 drops in the opening hand would have been kind of okay in this matchup. But, yeah, Jackie recognizes I want to put some pressure on my opponent's life total. Try to win the game that way.
And this actually has slowed Mage up a lot. Like, he knew what he was kind of doing every turn and just playing it out. But now he's like, do I actually want to develop seals, or do I need to get health on the board? And Gul'dan is a way of doing it. This isn't an optimal turn to play Gul'dan, but
right,
he's going to do it anyway just because he is actually now worried a little bit about a life total.
Yeah, good play from Jackie, forcing Mage to switch up the way he's playing. But, you know, I mean, if you're a Mage, you can't really complain.
And now the Flame Strike does so much more work than what we were talking about previously, so the line from Jackie is...
Oh, man, that's not bad, actually. Oh, okay. Cabal Courier's good. Yeah. All right.
No impact.
Oh, we're popping off.
Ooh.
There we go.
Get some +2/+2.
Oh, wow.
Oh, let's go. All day. Oh, that's really good. He doesn't have to ping now. He can now...
Wow, did he just 5 for 5? Oh, no, he got Dinomancy. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
He's mind-breakered himself.
Okay, so the cool thing that happened there was the Tidal Surge hit the Dreadlord, so he doesn't need the ping to finish it off now. So we can still Flame Strike and Cabal Courier this turn, or mix it with the Tar Creeper, but the Cabal Courier makes sense to get something a bit more offensive. The options there aren't really great.
Well, it's Shimmering Tempest into another deck of wonders. Let's go.
All day, all day.
I need some beasts this game.
How do we get more beasts?
Discover and infest. That's the plan here.
So the Bishop, if he was to choose the Bishop, has he played many things that he'd actually want to revive? Because if you're ahead on board, even things like Doomsayer aren't very good, but this is one of the ways he does have to pressure Mage.
Right. Yeah, if you're Mage at this point, you're just wondering, you know, how can I stabilize the board without taking too much damage, right? A lot of people would have played the Abyssal Enforcer here. They want the 6/6, but Mage realizes my win condition here is my Rin, and just wants to use Defile so he doesn't take any more damage to avoid getting burned out. Well, this time Skull is not going to mess up the Rin. But we might actually get to see, was it Azair? Azir? I never remember the name of the demon.
Yeah, well, we'll find out what it comes down to. Azari, the Destroyer.
Azari, that's what it is, yeah.
So this is a little bit of a tricky turn here for Jackie, because none of those minions are like great high value / play well into a 5/5, but then to use the Dragon's Fire or whatever it's called on a 5/5 minion only, that doesn't, it's Dragon's Fury, on a like 5/5 minion, that doesn't seem like a very good turn either.
Yep, he's gonna bite the bullet and do it anyway.
Scroll of Wonder, just getting work done.
Yep, I mean, the advantage of this is you get to play the Tyrant anyway. And, I mean, Jackie realizes, look, I'm not winning a slow game. I can't use this Dragon's Fury to clear a board of demons and win somehow. He's fully on the burn plan. And this Raven is a beast. That's
it's
why
a beast? Synergy!
We hear the other players cheering in the background when they saw the Raven. Oh, man.
Oh, these turns are starting to get really tricky, and the thing that has kind of kept Mage in this is the fact that Jackie doesn't have Jaina on the board. Because that really would change things right now.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Mage has no deck left. This is a huge deal. He's about to start taking a lot of fatigue damage very quickly. And, you know, even if he does delete Jackie's board, all Jackie really has to do is survive long enough that he kills Mage off.
So the Twisting Nether here is the only clean way he has of removing the board, I believe.
Right, yeah.
The other option... Yeah, no, I think that's it.
I don't think you can afford to take minion damage here. I mean, you could consider Voidlord. If they do know each other's list, then he knows Jackie, you know, does not have a Polymorph in the list. Personally, I mean, with perfect information, I think the Voidlord's a little stronger, but you couldn't fault him for Twisting Nether either, right? Like, this leaves him with no answers to the Dragon Caller, if Jackie had that, but it is a clean clear for one turn.
I guess the other thing from Mage's perspective is he does want any minion he puts on the board to survive as long as possible. But that like oops there, I guess he probably realizes that he should have played it.
Right. Well, Scroll of Wonder getting revealed.
That's decent.
Yeah, solid stats.
8/9 with the stats on the board, spread over 2 minions. That's that could be quite difficult for Warlock to deal with. So
Yep. Jackie's just considering, do I want to drop the
more.
Star Creeper now? The onus is kind of on Mage to play things. So Jackie doesn't have to commit more if he doesn't want to.
I wonder.
I think, though, he will spend probably the rest of this turn trying to figure out what's in hand, because he's seen all of his deck twice now, so he should know what's left if he's been keeping good track of it.
I don't believe Artificer works with Scroll of Wonders getting cast. I don't think that has synergy with anything like Gadget Sin or Artificer, but he's going to play it anyway. Wants a stab.
Just putting pressure on the board.
Yeah. Abyssal getting played at the fairway. I mean, this game looked so good for Mage, and now it looks kind of on the back foot.
No. Trust me.
All Jackie has to do is not die.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
That's really good, right? Because he can now... it comes back to hand, so
Oh,
he
it
can keep
does come
playing
back to hand. Wow.
And that, yeah,
That's
this is so
insane.
cool. And the Meteor gets work done this turn as
That's
well.
insane.
So he can involve his 6-mana minion.
He can evolve 10 times.
He
What a
won't, though,
card
right?
to scroll into.
He won't. Surely he won't. Because
He might. I mean, Meteor's still good later.
Oh, that's a good card. Do you want to keep going on top of that?
Yes. Let's get
Yeah,
some
let's go.
Ysera's.
Let's go. I mean, you could evolve the 4-mana 3/6
Let's
instead.
get a Beast.
Yeah.
This will downgrade the stats almost
Because
guaranteed. but
he knows that there's a Siphon Soul left, so he doesn't want to commit everything into one minion. So I guess spreading it and then Meteor clearing is
you
like
can
really strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you keep going. There's no reason not to keep going. You're not going to play Doomsayer this turn.
We want a beast. Let's go beast.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is a beast as well, right?
Yeah. So now you go Meteor pass. But then you're vulnerable to the 3 damage. I would evolve it again. I don't know.
If he does that, then... Oh, and the Elemental ends up getting cleared because of the Amethyst as well. So evolving again is the
Please
best
get
line.
a charge for justice. All right.
What a crazy turn. Oh,
What is this game?
wait, now he can't clear.
Well, I think what stage is the Spellstone on it?
I don't think it's at greater. I think it's only been charged up once. So that's the 4 or 5 damage, is it?
Is it 357?
I think it's 357.
All right, Void Lord's coming down.
Meteor again. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie's here to bash.
He's
That's
just
the
pushing pace. And what's really interesting is that we could see early in the game, Mage was trying to develop that seal as quickly as possible. And now Jackie's got him in a position while he can't really close out with what's in hand, he's stopped Mage from finishing the game by creating that deck destruction tool.
Mage would have obliterated Jackie had he just never played Rin this game. Like if he just played Demons out and played like Gul'dan, Jackie would have gotten run over with no chance to win. But because the line of play Mage ended up taking, which, in most control matchups would have been the best,
Wow.
he's getting punished.
And now we finally have the draw from Jackie, which has been, I guess, delaying this whole game for.
Yeah.
Gets rid of that useless hero power, gets a minion on the board, and he's up at 44 life when Mage is in fatigue. It's so important.
Yeah, I mean, drawing either Jaina or Dragon Caller was going to win Jackie the game. Mage needed to mill both of them with the Demon in order to win this game. There's no way to undeath knight yourself with Scroll of Wonders, so this is crazy, man. I mean, these players are playing so fast, we haven't even gotten to, properly analyze or react to all the stuff that's happened, but this game has been absolutely insane.
So much fun. This is, I think, the coolest thing. I hope this meta does still have some space for, slower, weird combo spell decks, because they're just so much fun, and the lines, and I guess the thing for me is there's more ways to win. It's not a linear deck system anymore where you just kind of play things out tempo, and if you get there, you get there, and if you don't, you don't. But Mage has obviously had different ways that he could have won this game. One of them you're talking about, just play out Demons, then play Gul'dan. The other, which he kind of hedged his bets and tried to go for, was the Rin way, and that hasn't paid out. So those choices make for much more interesting games.
Yeah, absolutely. Mage is wishing this Skull was literally any other card in Hearthstone. He put it in his deck for control matchups, drew it, and decided not to play it ever because it misses with Rin. But had he played it, I think he actually would have run Jackie over. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's interesting. The deck choices and the gameplay decisions that both players made here were just so key. Jackie realizing Mage really wants to play this 10-10 demon. Let's play this Doomsayer now, so that he does not get the stats off of it.
That's just checkmate, because Mage fatigues in 2 turns. He can't get the Azari down this turn, which means there's no way he's ever going to run over Jackie with the damage.
I mean, yeah, he gets to clear Doomsayer, clear the board, so... But yeah, I mean, there's no way he's going to deal 40 damage
with those cards in hand, yeah.
Right.
Oh, this battle.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Let's go.
Is that good? Is that good? I can't tell.
Oh, he doesn't even play it for posterity.
Wow. And somehow, Jackie wins. Wow, what a game that was.
Oh, man, that's so much fun. That's so cool. Oh. And I must say, like, while it's fun and like these big, powerful cards have had impacts and the scrolls kind of coming off really helped him get back into it, there were moments in that game that Jackie made plays that got him over the line. And the one